Your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed an election rally at Chimur in Maharashtra's Chandrapur district. The Prime Minister said that BJP's manifesto would act as a pledge for Maharashtra's development. Preparations to dispatch EVMs and VVPATs to polling centres for Jharkhand Assembly elections took place at EVM distribution centres. Polling for the first phase will be held on Wednesday. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Russia's first Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manturov co-chaired the 25th session of the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economy, Scientific, Technological and Cultural Cooperation in New Delhi. The 18th Prasar Bharati Divas is scheduled to take place from the 8th until the 10th of January 2025 in Odisha. Its official website was launched in the presence of External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Chief Minister of Odisha Mohan Charan Manjhi. India has called for urgent reforms to the UNSC, noting that despite decades of discussions, there have been no significant changes since 1965. In a historic milestone, the Indian Army's Prachand light combat helicopter successfully conducted high-altitude firing. This achievement highlights the strength of Make in India and the spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat, marking a new era in combat readiness. Security forces conducted a mock drill at the Chenab Rail Bridge, the world's highest railway bridge located in the Riyasi district of Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The Indian Army hosted the annual Foreign Service Attachés briefing in New Delhi, where defence attachés from 64 countries discussed global security issues and India's perspective. The Indian Coast Guard, in a well-coordinated operation, successfully evacuated a critically ill crew member from fishing boat off the Diu coast. IIT Delhi has emerged as the top institution in the country, followed by IIT Bombay in the QS World University Rankings 2025. Indian households have accumulated a remarkable $9.7 trillion in wealth over the past decade, according to a recent report by Morgan Stanley. Information technology-related spending in India is projected to reach a total of $160 billion in 2025, fueled by expansion in both application and infrastructure software markets, according to the latest forecast by Gartner. India is leading in artificial intelligence adoption, according to new research by Boston Consulting Group that pegged 30% of Indian companies which are maximizing value through the use of such emerging technology. Electric vehicle registration saw a 26% year-on-year rise, primarily driven by a festive season demand boost. A Dutch court accepted Shell's appeal against a landmark climate ruling, dismissing the order for the oil and gas company to sharply reduce emissions. Japan's government is not planning any tax hike to finance its $65 billion plan to support domestic semiconductor and artificial intelligence projects, the industry minister said. Japan's SoftBank Group swung to a $7.7 billion net profit in the 3 months to September as the tech giant benefited from higher share prices of listed companies. Genetic testing firm 23andMe has said that it is reducing its workforce by about 40% and discontinuing further development of all its therapies as part of a restructuring program. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres asked world leaders at COP29 on Tuesday to pay up to prevent climate-led humanitarian disasters. In his keynote speech at COP29 summit, Azerbaijan's president hit out at Western critiques of his country's oil and gas industry, saying it had been the victim of a well-orchestrated campaign of slander and blackmail. Indian equity indices ended on weaker note on Tuesday. At close, Sensex was down 821 points and the Nifty was down 258 points. Indian rupee ended flat at 84.39 per dollar on Tuesday. Vistara, a joint venture between Tata Group and Singapore Airlines, with fully merger with Air India on Tuesday, marking a transition into a single consolidated service under the Air India banner. Global crude oil prices were little changed on Tuesday, awaiting further price directions from OPEC's monthly report. The Dow Jones Industrial Average notched a record high close on Monday, lifted by bank stocks that benefited from optimism about Republican President-elect Donald Trump's expected fiscal policies. The US dollar traded close to a 4-month peak against major pairs on Tuesday, while Bitcoin extended its record rally as investors continued to pile into trades. Mexico's economy minister Marcelo Ebrard suggested on Monday that the Mexican government could retaliate with its own tariffs on US imports if the incoming Trump administration slaps tariffs on Mexican exports. UK unemployment has risen more than anticipated, according to official data released on Tuesday. The International Monetary Fund said on Monday that it reached a staff-level agreement for the fourth review of Zambia's loan program that would release about $185.5 million to Lusaka upon approval by the IMF's management and its executive board. In Nepal, the price of large cardamom has surged due to rising global demand. US President-elect Donald Trump has begun the process of picking his cabinet and selecting other high-ranking officials. The cabinet appointees will have a direct impact on implementing Trump's policies in his second term. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris honored US military veterans in their first joint appearance since Harris lost to Republican Donald Trump in last week's presidential election. Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar said that there were progress in talks over a Lebanon ceasefire. He added that the war against Hezbollah was not yet over. Hezbollah launched a fresh strike on Israel with a barrage of over 90 missiles. Israel says its Iron Dome intercepted most rockets, but some hit Haifa Bay. Russia has announced that its forces continued to push forward on different fronts, while Ukraine claimed its army was holding positions and stopping the Russian army from advancing. North Korea ratified a mutual defense treaty with Russia signed by the two countries' leaders in June that calls for each of the sides to come to others' aid in case of an armed attack. A suspected hit-and-run attack by a 62-year-old man at a sports center in southern Chinese city left multiple injured. The suspect has been arrested. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba have survived a runoff vote against the opposition but will face turmoil ahead amid anger over the ruling party's financial scandals. Businessman Alex Didier was sworn in as Haiti's new prime minister during a ceremony in Port-au-Prince, promising to restore security in the country marred by gang violence. Several airlines have suspended flights to Haiti after a passenger plane from the US was hit by gunfire as it tried to land in the capital, Port-au-Prince. El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele has advised his Costa Rican counterpart Rodrigo Chaves on fighting crime in an official visit to San Jose. Ecuadorian Vice President Veronica Abad called her temporary suspension until April on attack on the rule of law. The Labour Ministry suspended Abad last week, just 3 months before next year's elections. Mexican president has said that authorities were investigating a recent shooting in a central city in which 4 gunmen killed 10 people at a bar. Naveen Ramgoolam is set to become Mauritius Prime Minister after victory in the parliamentary elections. He will replace incumbent Pravin Jagnnath. In Sri Lanka, campaigning for the general elections ended as the island nation moved into silent period. Polling will be held on Thursday. In Bangladesh, different sections of people, including student movement against discrimination, protested across the country over the appointment of some new advisors of the interim government, questioning their role during the previous government. Philippines National Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro, in a meeting with his Australian counterpart in Canberra on Tuesday, said that China is putting ever greater pressure on the Philippines to cede its sovereign rights in the South China Sea. Germany is set to hold a snap election on 23rd of February. The Social Democrats, Greens and Conservatives have reached a compromise on the date of poll. In Serbia, thousands of protesters gathered in front of the government building demanding arrest of those responsible for an accident at a railway station in which 14 people were killed. Britain's King Charles welcomed Bahrain's King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa to Windsor Castle. The Bahraini monarch received a Guard of Honour salute from the 1st Battalion of the Welsh Guards. Time to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. Let's continue. As Typhoon Torachi made landfall in Philippines on Monday, thousands of people sought shelter, ports were shut down and landslides blocked mountain roads. As per Philippines local authorities, at least 8,000 people have been evacuated from coastal areas and flood, landslide-prone areas in the provinces of Aurora, Isabela, Fogao and Mountain Province. In response to the difficulties caused by heavy rainfall in Colombia, the country's president announced on Sunday a state of national disaster. Spain's military used helicopters on Monday to lift wrecked cars near rivers after deadly floods in Valencia. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez also announced €3.76 billion in additional measures to reconstruct the Valencia area after the deadliest flash floods in Spain's modern history. The Jennings Creek fire burning on the border of New York and New Jersey has engulfed around 2,023 hectares. India's northernmost region, Kashmir, received its first snowfall on Monday, ending a month-long dry spell in the valley. The Air Quality Index of India's capital, New Delhi, continues to remain in very poor category on Tuesday morning. Heavy rainfall in the southern state of Tamil Nadu has forced schools to shut down in Chennai on Tuesday. The IMD has issued a yellow alert in Chennai and several districts. As Pakistan's second biggest city, Lahore hits record levels of smog. People are currently suffering from breathing issues. Earlier, Pakistan's Punjab province banned most outdoor activities to curb illness caused by intense air pollution. To save photographs of cherished family memories, a team of experts from the University of Valencia have started to work on pictures damaged in the floods. The university has started to collect frames and pictures in an effort to safeguard the photographic heritage of local communities, which is an initiative called Save the Pictures. The Vatican launched on Monday new artificial intelligence-enabled services for St. Peter's Basilica. The AI-enabled services will allow virtual access to its Renaissance-era architectural treasures for all and enhance tours for visitors. Thousands of Germans kicked off the carnival season in the stronghold of Cologne on Monday, precisely at 11:11 a.m. on the 11th day of the 11th month. The traditional countdown in Neumarkt Square, in which onlookers dressed in colourful costumes participated, now is the start of the 5th season, accompanied by chants of Kol Alaf, meaning Cologne rules. A newly built museum has opened to the public at the 4,300 years old Taosi relic site in North China's Shaanxi province. One of the notable exhibits displays a Taosi dragon pattern-coloured pottery plate, a valuable artifact crucial in studying the origins and related aspects of dragon worship in the Central Plains region. Australia is celebrating 130 years of a breakthrough experiment done by Lawrence Hargrave in the field of aviation. 130 years ago, Hargrave's historic flight in his rudimentary flying machines inspired his peers and has been celebrated in Australia. New York City marked Veterans Day on Monday with a large parade of military personnel that marched up 5th Avenue in Manhattan. Wetlands in China have seen peaking bird migration with continuous flocks of migratory birds making stopovers en route to their overwintering destination. Hundreds of white cranes, white-naped cranes and red-crowned cranes, which are first-class national protected animals, have been spotted foraging and playing in wetlands and fields. The largest ever performance of Hma 5-tone musical ensemble was performed during 6th Oak Om Pok Festival in Vietnam on Monday. The 7th Hanoi International Film Festival concluded on Monday. The Best Feature Film Award went to Heart Shell from Iran, while the Best Short Film was awarded to Colombia's A Bird Flew. Universal Studios Japan has launched a new ride called Minecart Madness at its Osaka theme park. Myanmar's Songayi saw the night sky light up with brightly coloured hot air balloons and dazzling fireworks as thousands gathered for the Tsaung Dyeing Festival on Tuesday. In Nepal, Hindus are celebrating Hari Bodhini Ekadashi on Tuesday that marks the awakening of Lord Vishnu from a 4-month slumber. National Bird Day is being celebrated today in India. The day was declared by the Government of India on the occasion of the birth anniversary of India's famous ornithologist and naturalist Dr. Salim Ali. Fondly called as Birdman of India, Dr. Salim Ali was the first person to conduct systematic bird surveys across India. Nicole Kidman, Javier Bardem and Rachel Zegler hit the red carpet in New York on the 11th of November for the premiere of Netflix's new animated film Spellbound. The animated musical will begin streaming from the 22nd of November. Paramount Pictures released the trailer of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning on the 11th of November. The thriller is scheduled to release on the 23rd of May next year. The 25th Annual Latin Grammy Awards will take place at Kaseya Center in Miami on the 14th of November. The musical group American Patchwork Quartet, featuring award-winning Indian-American singer Falu, has been nominated for a Latin Grammy Award in the Best Folk Album category. The 55th edition of International Film Festival of India is all set to be held in Goa from 20th till the 28th of November with the theme called Young Filmmakers, The Future is Now. International Film Festival of India to present over 180 international films from 81 countries, including 15 world premieres. The makers of the highly anticipated Korean drama The Trunk dropped its first trailer. The series is all set to premiere on the 29th of November on Netflix. The makers of Indian hit film Pushpa released the new poster of Pushpa 2 The Rule. The trailer is scheduled to release on the 17th of November. Bollywood's 2003 hit movie Kal Ho Na Ho starring Shah Rukh Khan, Preeti Zinta and Saif Ali Khan is all set to re-release in theatre on 15th of November. Afghanistan beat Bangladesh in Sharjah to claim a thrilling 5-wicket victory to secure a 2-1 victory in ODI. The International Cricket Council has named New Zealand's Amelia Kerr and Pakistan's Numan Ali as the ICC Player of the Month for October 2024. New Zealand pacer Lockie Ferguson has been ruled out of the one-day international series against Sri Lanka after suffering a calf strain in second T20. Bernhard Langer clinched victory at the season-ending Charles Schwab Cup Championship and extended his record of winning a title every year on the PGA Tour Champion Circuit to 18 years. Alexander Zverev began his ATP final campaign in the John Newcombe Group with a straight sets victory over 8th-seed Andrei Rublev in Turin. Spain's Carlos Alcaraz suffered a shock 6-1, 7-5 defeat against Norway's Casper Ruud in his opening match at the ATP Finals. Barcelona forwards Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal will miss the international duty with Poland and Spain after sustaining injuries. Lecce have named Marco Guampolo as their new coach on a deal until the end of the season after parting ways with Luca Gotti last week. The Europa League match between Turkish club Besiktas and Israel's Maccabi Tel Aviv on November the 28th will be contested in a neutral territory in Hungary. And Premier League referee David Coate has been suspended after a video allegedly showing him making derogatory comments about Jurgen Klopp that was circulated on social media. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.
Welcome to Jaipur.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium, we'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Come on boys, let's go practice.
अरे रुक यार, मेरे बैंक अकाउंट में गलत एंट्री का प्रॉब्लम हो गया है।
अरे तो बैंक को कंप्लेन करना।
बैंक को लिखे 1 महीना हो गया है, बट वो गूगली पे गूगली डाले जा रहे हैं।
तो आरबीआई के लोकपाल को इन्फॉर्म करो।
रुक, मैं समझाता हूँ। जैसे क्रिकेट में थर्ड अंपायर, वैसे ही आरबीआई का ओम्बुड्समैन। आरबीआई कहता है अगर बैंक आपकी कंप्लेंट को 1 महीने में नहीं सुलझाता तो आप आरबीआई के कंप्लेंट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम पर ऑनलाइन कंप्लेंट कर सकते हैं। ये आरबीआई का आसान तरीका है आपकी कंप्लेंट सुलझाने का, और वो भी फ्री।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Less than 100 kilometers from Shillong and a 3-hour drive towards Doki River, travelers now have a chance to experience something unique.
My name is Jason Jaman Lamare. I'm the co-owner of Pioneer Adventure Tours. So when we started, there wasn't even a road to the village. I mean, the road was in a very bad condition. So we came to the village and all that. This is in the month of, I think, October. We came here and we decided to, we just came for a fishing trip. Myself and a few friends, we bought our snorkeling gear as well. That day was when I realized that this place got potential for a lot of adventure spots. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring in scuba diving. Till date, a lot of my clients ask me, Is it actually possible to scuba dive in Meghalaya, being a hill station? Till the time they come here, then they realize that this place is actually a paradise for scuba diving. Number one is because it's actually freshwater diving. It's not like your normal saltwater diving. By November, when it gets really crystal clear, you can actually see the bottom. And of course, it's the visibility. You can't imagine, like in some corner of India, we're hardly about 8 kilometers from Bangladesh, you have the cleanest river. That was the highlight. The idea was to pull in clients, selective clients, to come to this area to actually enjoy the area, enjoy meeting the local people, having the local food and all that, and then camp and then dive. So when we told our village that this is what we're going to do, we're going to bring in initially scuba diving with camping. We're also going to make sure that you guys are going to grow along with us. As time goes by, besides our clientele, the adventurous ones, you're going to have a lot of clients who are coming who just want to come for sightseeing. And this river, Umgat River being one of the most crystal clear rivers all over India, people are going to come and just have a look at the river. So when they come here, it's going to be your duty to see that you take them for boat rides. While we promote ourselves, we are going to promote you. And that is what exactly happened. By bringing in clients, the village has grown. But now there is a problem definitely about the fact that we have to maintain sustainable tourism. Since we are about 4 or 5 divers, what we do in the season is for about a week, we just clean up the whole river as much as we can. We get a lot of junk coming from upstream, mainly plastics, we just clean it up. Then of course, as the season goes, it's our job to see that this river is clean. We make sure that no one throws plastic. If you probably type Google probably about 8-10 years back, if you type Dauki, it'll show on the map as town, where you export and import coal. Now if you type Dauki or Shanong Padang or Darang or any close village around this area, immediately you'll get it as a tourist destination. Actually, we want to make this area the heart of the adventure destination in Meghalaya.